of life. Come, make your case. Excuse me? This is a private sick room. Who in the name of the Seven do you think you are barging in here? Out, I say, right this instant. I'm sorry. It's this task. Who am I to meddle with life and death this way? I'm an apprentice of the healing arts. Healing! But this decision feels like precisely the opposite. I have but one healing stone, you see, and 2 direly wounded men who need it. I've been racking my brain trying to decide on the best method to settle this grave situation, but perhaps it's better off in the hands of an esteemed source hunter. Surely you are more accustomed to weighing... What would you like to know? One of the brave few willing to traverse the trade routes plagued by the undead. A young man, but excellent in matters of business, before he fell victim to an orcish club in the north, that is. Thankfully for him, a cattle trader found him, nearly dead, but not quite so, and brought him here straight away. Quite the venerable staple of Sicile, Stephen, and recently blessed with his 3rd grandchild. He was leading a crew of builders when a stray beam struck him in the temple, and only a few days shy of his last day of work before retirement, no less. Nearly everyone in Sicile is familiar with grinning Stephen, and, as you can imagine, he's quite dear to his family.
Corpse's troubled mind.
Yes, a curious relic indeed. I got it from a kindly abbot, Loic by name, in the northern town of Silver Glen. He is of a certain faith, the Immaculates, they call themselves, that espouses the belief that certain stones can heal wounded flesh. I myself was nothing if not skeptical of his claims, but something happened as he handed me the stone. A small cut on my finger instantly healed, leaving no trace of the wound. Needless to say, I was astounded. But it's strange. The stone is only good for a single use at a time before it reverts to a useless, inert state. It takes time to regain it. You are? I thank you a million times for your help. Who have you decided should receive the healings?
Tone, soothing a corpse's troubled mind. Can't have gotten far.
Boris's life has just begun. We can't cut it short now. He should receive the stone.
Yes. Boris deserves to experience all the pleasures of life that Stephen has already enjoyed. Boris it is? Yes, I'll deliver the stone. I'm glad we'll get to save one man, but my heart breaks for the other.
Grave responsibilities.
Can't say I didn't want to live. Wanted it with every fibre of my heart. Not just for my own sake, but for my family, you know. Oh, Matilda, what'll my sweet Matilda do?
A tone, soothing a corpse's troubled mind. Can't have gotten far.
I feel no pleasure in bidding you farewell, friend.
Enjoy what remains of your life, will you?
What happened? Is this a dream?
I don't think so. That stone. Somehow it sent us flying into the stars.
Words? What's this? 2 Rivalonians here? At the end of space? Your guess is as good as mine, my newfound comrade. Here I stood upon this tiny vestige of space and time, and there you appeared. Quite good timing, by the by, because the ground here has been fast shrinking beneath my feet. Oh, but I suppose I should make a proper introduction. Zigzax the historian at your service. It is my job to record all that was and is and hopefully all that is to be. Ah, at last a question I can answer most definitively. I mentioned already that this place is the end of time. If that didn't send your heart, time ought naturally to have no end at all. Indeed, I can think of no worse nightmare for a chronicler such as my show don't tell, I always say. So go, peer through yonder looking lens and feast your soon-to-be terrified eyes.
Might be quite mad.
Then we'd better appease him and have a look through the looking lens.
You looked. You saw. Terrifying, isn't... What's this? The portal! Onward we should go. The portal! It's quite sprung to life, just like the long dormant flames that decorate this observatory. After all my waiting and hoping, could it be? You, dear stranger, you must be the key. Something about your presence here is causing the end of time to grow. The true end itself to move further away. Those torches, alight! This portal active once more. It cannot be coincidence. Goodness me, how right you are. There's so much to take in, I'd nearly forgotten. And what you saw has been haunting my mind since I first discovered it. It is the void itself, the dragon that is devouring creation. When I speak of the end of time, this is exactly what I mean. I can't say for sure where it came from, how or why, but I do know this. It's shrinking our future by the second. And if we don't stop it, it will devour the past and present as well. It's not that I believe, it's that I have seen. Long have I been waiting here, hoping that one day this very portal would ignite. Then, no longer than a few mere moments after you arrive, zap it goes. The chronicler of time knows a pattern when he sees one. Ah, though I cannot say for certain, if it is what I believe, then our prayers might well be answered. In fact, every last question that ever plagued your noggin might well be answered, for I believe what lies beyond this portal is nothing other than... But why spoil the mystery? As soon after you. You first, but don't dilly-dally.
And he's off.
It seems the imp has spotted exactly who and what he'd hoped to find here.
weaver of time, mother of history, author of all that has ever been.
Indeed, Sir Imp, as surely as you are he who chronicles all that I weave.
Astounding! Unbelievable! I have so many questions for you, so much to ask, so much to say.
You have brought guests, I see. Strange. Very strange guests.
My reaction exactly, milady. It was their arrival here at the end of time that instigated my finding you.
This is a question better put to our guests themselves. Tell us, how did you arrive upon a stone? So, it was a stone. Not like this, no. Or never had I experienced something so contrary to my nature. But yours has. You appeared before me from the moment you came into contact with that stone.
But, Madam Weaver, how is it possible? Do you not see all? Have you...
Like the stones, your guests are a mystery to me. I see them before me in this world, but their likenesses appeared not upon my tapestry. Source hunters. It would seem that yourselves and Starstone are inextricably linked. Starstone is not what it seems, Source Hunter. Do you see what violence my work has suffered? What wounds lay upon the tapestry of time?
Mysteries of all time, gaps in history. Oh, how they've...
It would appear that Starstone transforms at your touch.
I see. What the void would shrink, Starstone rest...
Yes. Though I cannot explain why this Starstone is the antidote to the void. If we do not restore time, if we do not discover the true nature of these stones, indeed you must. Though I may not yet understand why. It seems that you and you alone can unlock...
Why, of course, that's what they were doing. I have recorded their doings, you see.
Without these stones, Hunter, there will be no Rivellon.
That shall never be, milady. As sure as Zix comes before Zax, we will please our most mysterious guest. So, what do you think, Source
Not but a
Hunter?
moment ago, we were hunting Source in Rivellon, and now we're being told that we alone can prevent the end of time by way of some magical stones. What?
We can't deny our reaction to Starstone. There must be something to all of this, mad as it may seem.
Still, it's quite a leap from finding...
So,
Rawr! That is, how can I help you, my friend?
I have the last chest, the last chest, the last chest! If you believe yourself worthy of rifling through my ample treasures, I do dare you to prove it! Find my 4 sisters, no more than one in each of the realms of your wide world, and each... I have the last chest.
come, I've got something for you if you're up to the challenge. The glint in your gaze and the set of your brow suggest to me that you've not given up on our dear... Oh no, with you searching out Starstone, I believe we'll mend the tapestry in no time. But you'll need a way to travel between Rivellon and this homestead, won't you? Who wouldn't want to see what fantastic changes your search will yield? Luckily, the power of portals is known to you, so I'll let you in on the Off you go, then! You've Starstone to find, and I've a tapestry to examine. Surely there must be some clue.
Cross my heart, hope to fade in the void, I honestly don't know. But ask her. If she claims it is so, perhaps she knows why.
Like the imp said to the ballista operator, shoot! Wouldn't it just Would that I had a Starstone sightseeing guide, but alas, such a booklet does not exist. Just like yourselves, Starstones are curiously absent from history, both in my writings and on the tapestry of time. From what I can gather, though, they were once cherished by devious sorcerers whose ruins, caves, the lairs of long-forgotten evils, those are the dens you should frequent. 2 more. Oh, I don't know if I'm more than those things per se, but having been given a divine mission. But of course, I have a price to pay for something that is priceless. It is my duty, so gather those Starstones. Neither do I, but the mere fact that activated Starstone has this in turn more than implies that you are the Void's natural enemy, for it is you. We may not understand the how yet, but our aim is clear. Lonesome, observing the frontier of creation? Well, yes, actually. Perhaps you can imagine the profound pleasure it is to have made the Weaver's acquaintance after all. Before you go, Source Hunter, a final word. Once you return to Rivellon, I hope he'll be able to help you as much as he can.
How welcome you are upon this realm, our most honored guest. I hope you begin to find this place more familiar than it may yet seem. In the ethereal threads of eternity, do I record the deeds of gods and men, of beasts, the drift of continents through changing seas, the rise and fall of empires, the shift of every grain of sand on every beach, except, it seems, ask and I shall answer, if I can. I am the Weaver of Time, as I have told you. Though my existence is one that falls behind and yet far exceeds the verb. I am but what I am, and that is task. It is the same for the historian. Chroniclers both are we of the epic. Perhaps we are one and the same. Task multiplied by 2. Who has made us? I do not know. Why have they done so? I do not know. Am I the beginning? And am I to be the end? Who shall say? Perhaps I am the first thing in creation. Perhaps I am creation. Perhaps I am the creator. Or maybe it is you. You who makes dying stars. Oh, Hunter. I have no need for company. Like I have no need for air. And yet, I do enjoy your companionship. Alas, the answers to those questions still elude. A hidden answer lies behind this veil of inscrutable. I believe that Starstones will not lead you to new places of wonder only. Quite so. Your absence, I do not know you, which makes you my one. But perchance I may be cured of this blindness. Perchance the blemish may be undone. And I think that perhaps you can redeem time. Because you create. Know that no longer I did weave. I sat here at the end of time, but suddenly there was you. You who stirred the life. New threads emerged, and I began to weave anew. Starstone gives me new strand. These Starstones, what it is but a seed bereft of sun and water. What I reside in another realm altogether. But ever since the end of time appeared in these deep dark skies.
Good to see you on the shelter plate. Like the imp said to the ballista operator.
Source Hunters, I welcome you once again to the realm of Rivellon after your travels through the chasms of space. Nice to have found a shelter. I know the imp historian has told you about his agent on Rivellon, and that agent is I. So now that you know, so it is, and so it should continue to be. For I suspect his dark webs are being woven around these parts, and it is my firm belief starstones are the flies the sorcerer spiders are trying to catch. That means the task you have been given remains crucial. Find the assassin that did away with while you were being lectured by our friend the the advantage of being a cat, you know. That's where I saw them in a cabinet. Mere slivers, but specks of starstones nonetheless. They lay there, silent. Don't we all long for a sanctuary where our worldly troubles can be held at bay? But perhaps I speak only for myself. Like any cat worth its salt, though, I deeply cherish a secret refuge unbeknown. Let me phrase it like Zigzags might. A universe without time is like a pen with... I'll not pretend to have all the answers, or that I understand all that is happening. If Zigzags worries, I worry. We are talking about a creature, after all, that has reclined among the divines. I met him first, a long time ago, out in the wastes of Youthful Gore. So I told him who I was and showed him my humor. In the end, he even shared his great sorrow with me. The unspeakable thing you saw through his looking lens. Oh, before you go, here. Take this teleporter pin. You'll need the other one too if you want to make use of its powers, but alas, I seem to have misplaced it. Now that this matter has been settled, Hunters, I shall detain you no longer. But...
Size seal, shiver me timbers and sliver me heels.
Well, tuck my tail and call me Bessie. A 2 feet address me direct. Oh, me and my brother Bull have dragged this here cart all around Seal, from dock to graveyard and back again. Speaking of Bull, you ought to say hello to him.
I'm seeing 2 feet approaching me. I'm Bull, the Bull, the leading clairvoyant in Seal. Of course, most winsome too. Why, yes, most wealthy. Well, that depends, 2 feet. That depends. I see.
Plenty of fish in the sea, but I...
Size seal, shiver me timbers and sliver me heels.
She killed
They're
them!
dead.
And they might have lived if we hadn't intervened. Those fools are dead! I knew that she... It was that orc! She snapped! Grabbed them, popped their necks, and then...
Plenty of fish in the sea, but I've got the foulest of the lot on my racks. Slimy, reeking, rotting sea garbage.
gods! What is going on here? First I have to shoo away a creeping white tomcat, and now there's a perfect stranger in my bathroom. Get out, will you? Little mix-up indeed. Now, if you please! This room is private. If she soaks in flower stink much longer, deer will smell this lady from a field away. Don't just stand there. I'll save a leg of something good for when she begins to starve. Away with you!
Striking it rich!
What are you still doing here? Begone! You there! Cut it out!
You there! A moment of your indulgence, if you please. You are the source hunter, are you not? The hero the whole of Sightseal is abuzz about. No, scratch that. It is so much more than a delight. It is an intervention of fate. Yes, that's it. Mendius, at your service. What is my profession? Well, I'll tell you what it used to be, and that is a man of medicine. But what does a man of medicine do but mend? They call the undead a problem, my friend. But those who know the ways of the Fabulous Five see no problems. They see opportunity. Oh, it's not merely an opportunity. It is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to become better. To become the full extent of... Of course I do. How could someone in my profession not?
Quite right. Adventure is what we live for.
See here. You and I share the same passion. I never doubted it for a moment. The thrill of walking the unbeaten path. The rush of finding yourself in a goblin ambush, knowing you'll prevail nonetheless. Too bad your line of work comes with such measly recompense. Am I right? The wage of a mere soldier. Now, between you and me... Well, I can't say that I haven't.
Yes, some extra...
Indeed. Indeed, gold is always welcome. Even so, my friend, matters of a pecuniary nature aside, what is life without variety? Without spice? To be a source hunter must get frightfully dreary sometimes. There's no shame in following directives if your masters are worthy of your...
True enough.
Come now. I refuse to believe such a uniquely skilled individual would settle for a puppet's role. And that is exactly why I am here. Why fate has put me right by the door to... the Fabulous Five. How I enjoy simply saying the words that describe the most illustrious and celebrated adventurers' guild in Rivellon. Our mission, to better the world. Our mantra, to better ourselves as we do so. To realize our dream, you'd like nothing more than to enlist, wouldn't you? Of course you would. And you can. Of course, if you still have questions, I shall answer them to the best of my ability. What a gem of a question. Straight as an arrow, sharp as a switchblade. Most meritorious of you.
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish, yours for a scrap.
Now then, to join the Fabulous Five is to join a fellowship, to join a fraternity, a sorority, a community. The title of knight is of course. Should you spread the word, by now the genial glow of the fellowship must have warmed your heart. It has, hasn't it? But did I say fellowship? Work hard. Fulfill contracts. Enlist new knights? Of course, of course, of course. Oh.
Join a guild, better the world, earn a...
And me. May all...
Marvelous. Magnificent. Oh, but what am I saying? Fabulous is the word. You may not realize it yet. Oh, it's a pretty straightforward task, this one. Now, in this town dwells a wizard. Ahu is his name, and he's a frightful eccentric. Scientific type, you know the kind. Favors reason over faith and all that. Not one of them was a big lumbering apparatus. A frightful automaton shaped like a giant made of... But you can guess what happened. Did it become sentient? Was it cursed? Whatever the cause, the thing relieved itself of its pilot and headed north towards a network of caves. Now, Oscar, luckily there are those in this world who belong to the Fabulous Five. The Braves, who each... You found new recruits already? Efficient. Proactive. Oh, I like that. What more...
I need a moment to reflect. Gods, when did I become such a self-serving narcissist?
Fresh haddock. Perfect for a fry-up.
I'd put you first.
Heard any good tales, my friend?
Heavenly herring, delicious dogfish, yours for a scrap of gold each.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses. Not in the mood for cheese. That excuse is more holes than a Johannesburg.
They say he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets.
Hello. I suppose you're here to viciously interrogate me for information I don't have. Like our noble captain, I am the Duke of Ferrell. Though I suppose my name is in the mouths of enough ruthless gossipers that you've heard of me by now. It's very tragic news. I won't posture and say that the Chancellor and I were anything near allies, but I truly never wish the man harm.
Sneaked off.
Sure you've met your match once or twice.
Back, demon! Back, or I'll... Well, what's this? Oh, Medora, you lummox. 1,000 pardons, comrade. This old bear's edgier than a dodeca. I'll tell you, it sure does me good to set eyes on another of our order. From Academy West, aren't you? Give Captain more truce, my... Heavens hornets! That's quite a story, comrade. And come to think of it, one that might concern you. See, I'm here on, well, let's call it a loan from a town to the north of here. Hunter's Edge by name. There's been an attack there, comrade. Orcs. Not your run-of-the-mill savages either, but ones who've taken dark magic to new heights. What they want in Hunter's Edge, I can't say, but it's my responsibility to send them packing. preferably with their horns in their suitcases and a knee-knocking fear of ever crossing paths with a sauce hunter again. I came south seeking the Legion's help, only to find it tied here in Sicile. They don't have a spare soldier to send northward, and even in my finest form, I can't clear the place of that many orcs by the skin of my teeth, comrade. The savages were rounding up villagers when one of them activated a tripwire on our village wizard's property. Fortunately for me, that particular wizard I managed to wrench free of my captor's grip and flee toward the forest. Well, comrade, I hadn't thought of it till you tapped my shoulder just now, but perhaps that's where you come in. I need a contingent I can trust if I'm to take back the town. And the way I see it, you could use reinforcements here in town. I've been scouting Sicile for some time now, and I believe I've sussed out sufficient intel to help solve the murder of the Counselor. With our minds and swords in tandem, we'll make short work of the perpetrator. Well, you know the old expression, 2's a tea party, 3's an invasion. I know this place like the back of my hand by now, and the orcs up north will be short work for a trained-up trio of sauce hunters.
A fantastic plan. With 3...
Another sauce hunter on the team?
That's the spirit. Listen closely now. Do you hear it? That's the sound of every orc and sorcerer in a 100-mile radius shaking in his wee boots.
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your
pocket. Never saw you in the king crab before. I am Unsinkable Sam. At least that's what they call me around here. Used to be a ship's cat, but the clipper I was on sank when I was the only one to wrestle himself free. A magnificent ship she was. Used to belong to a pirate, I was told. Unlike me, she didn't prove to be unsinkable, though. The moment I hit the water, I writhed around like I would on a hot tin roof. By some miracle, I managed to reach the beach, covered in kelp and smelling worse than a fish's. So I was. What friends I had. They drowned alongside the... Not that I have it bad here, mind you. I've milk and fish aplenty. Most folks will pet me kindly, and when one of the village girls holds me tight against her ample bosom, I purr up a storm. But Maxine, the mayor's darling pet. So she likes me. I know she does. But when I declare my love, she backs away. I don't know why. I have serenaded her and braved me. By all means. People make a fuss about them because they endanger the lands around the city. They never bother me when I'm out for my monthly walk, though. But still, I do test them. Don't mention orcs to me. Worse than dogs, that lot.
Oh, careful now.
Purring sound. Mind control vibrations, I'm sure. Don't be seduced, comrades. Ready to advance, ready to defend. What can it? Ask away, my friend, ask away. More than I'd hoped, comrade. I don't know what in tarnation's gotten into the townsfolk here, but there's enough dark magic running roughshod to topple a small mountain. There's Mayor Cecil's doings for one, and the mysteries of our master Thaleron for another. And on top of it all, the feline menace is lurking at every hearth and shadow. Now, don't get me wrong, I think the mayor's a decent sort, even if he can't. But from what I've heard whispered around the docks, the old guy's gotten himself mixed up in something not quite on this side of the law. I suspect an illegal source artifact or substance is the root of it, but exactly what or who's giving it to him, I can't say. And since I haven't technically been assigned to Sicile, I don't have the authority to interrogate him. Fella seems like a humble doctor, but I'll bet my sword he's dealing in something darker than splints and tonics. A loose-lipped legionnaire let slip that she'd seen our good doctor scale the city wall on 2 separate occasions, well past midnight each time. What business? Hardly the habit of an innocent healer, I'd say. You mean you don't already know, comrade? Their kind can see in the... It's no coincidence the Order retired me. Way back when, the settlement was chartered as a stronghold. Don't let the name fool you, though. These days, the forest is little more than... In the days of old, though, the forest played host to source devils of every make and kind. By now, it's been centuries since anything more dangerous than a badger has come out of those woods. By and by, the source hunters moved out and regular folk...
Come now, Alistair. Surely you've met your match once or twice.
The closest I've come to my match is when I linger over long while lighting my pipe.
No, careful now. Your head's grown more What have we here? A source hunter, is it? Well, my day just became rather more stimulating. Tall as an elf, strong as an orc. But your face, and my word, what passion burns from your eyes. Please forgive my being forward, but that I have. For nearly a lifetime, it seems. Well, I'm sure you must know what I mean. Like existence itself lacked a significant component. I believe I have found that component, that body, that spirit within you, Source Hunter. Come, if ever we are to be united, we must... Yes, you must join the Fabulous Five right away, as soon as time permits. Together, as a team, so you've joined up. I can finally offer you our finest... Well, you must be thrilled to find yourself a member of a team so widely renowned for its valor and skill. And you must be even more curious about how you yourself can suit up to face... Oh, darling, that was so long ago now. Who can remember who said what? Well, you are a member of the eminent Fabulous Five. I hear you've been tasked with taking out that crazed robot in the Northern Cave. I am Anna. Jewel in the crown that is the Fabulous Five. I've cut 1,000 throats and baked 1,000 bread rolls. When the day comes that I die, the gods will evacuate. But haven't we wasted enough breath with chit-chat? Come now, why don't we trade instead? A member of the Fabulous Five can't well be seen with those playthings you call weaponry.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the northern cave?
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
Tell me, Alistair, have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard of Hunter's Edge?
Fortune? Ha! He should be so lucky as to be defeated by Alistair the Great.
They say he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets, the likes of which I doubt you could even fathom, old friend. Come now, Alistair. Surely you've met your match once or twice.
Ha! The closest I've come to my match is when I linger over long while lighting my pipe.
Oh, careful now. Your head's grown more swollen than saffrons, I dare say.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the northern cave?
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets.
Tell me, Alistair, have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard of Hunter's Edge?
Fortune? Ha! He should be so lucky as to be defeated by Alistair the Great.
They say he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets, the likes of which I doubt you could even fathom, old friend. Come now, Alistair. Surely you've met your match once or twice.
Ha! The closest I've come to my match is when I linger over long while lighting my pipe.
Oh, careful now. Your head's grown more swollen than saffrons, I dare say.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the northern cave?
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
Sorry, I've run out of signed handkerchiefs. An Alistair keyring, maybe. In any case, make it quick. You're not the only fan who wants some of my time. What do you mean, not familiar? You expect me to believe you've never heard of Alistair the Almighty? Why, I'm only the most famous wizard this side of the distance. Although, it'd be worth checking the other side too, just in case. And don't forget, I'm the most eminent member of the Fabulous Five to boot. Surely you already know we've been voted the most influential at... Well, you're far from my caliber, but who isn't? It's good you're eager, but let me give you... you'll be dealing with Ahu's little abomin. If I don't leave a few crumbs for the newbies, those nasty beasts...
Pointless chatter with strangers does so thrill me. How did you know? Please continue. How curious of you to show interest in a lonesome stranger at the bar. Let me answer. So you've wrangled a position in the Fabulous Five, have you? I'm fairly brimming with enthusiasm at the prospect of calling you a punk. You've been sent after Ahu's insane robot, I understand.
Concerns myself with such things.
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that...
Bladorix! That! Ha! Quite me? You mean you don't recognize me? Yes, that is strange. Strange indeed. But, oh, you'll find out. You'll find out indeed, if I'm as good as they say.
Hearty welcome to the King Crab Inn, and a pleasure to have you. You look like you could use a round or three, so... Mind if we keep our voices down over that sensitive subject? Death and dark magic ain't exactly great for business. That room where it happened, it was rented to a certain woman, though I regret to say I can't say exactly who. This inn isn't in the business of asking. She came heavily cloaked, but paid the full sum in advance. I was used to such transactions after many similar concerning a certain Esmeralda. Figured this were just more at same. I saw one other figure go into the room that night. Someone tall, built broad like a man, but I was startled awake by a horrendous hubbub shortly after midnight. I jumped up and by the time I burst into that room, it was horribly silent. There was only Jake on the floor, dead. Surrounded. Whoever done it has escaped through the window. But I saw nary a soul when I looked out. You can bet I hightailed it to the... Councillor Jake, that poor man. I knew too much about his affairs, you know. Never figured it might be Esmeralda's longest-standing lover has the audacity to remain lodged at this very inn, you know. He's called the Duke of Ferrol, a high title for a low man. If you haven't yet asked him about Esmeralda, 3 hopeless sailors. Truly wish I could help you, but... Well, between you and me, things have been rather slow since the, incident. The name's Ivad. Pleased to make your acquaintance. I've been off all you see before.
Whatever happened to that troop of eager imbeciles we sent to the Northern Cave?
Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pockets. Hello. I suppose you're here to vicious... Yes, she and I have a history. That's hardly a secret anymore. I quite doubt it was even a secret from Jake while he lived. As easy as it would be to pin suspicions on Esmeralda or I assure you that the affair was never so steamy. Jake and Esmeralda had no great affection for each other. He had his interests, she had hers, and there was little passion left between them. Certainly not enough to fuel a murder. It's very tragic news. I won't
Greetings, traveller. And may the Immaculate Conduit's myriad blessings comfort and cradle you. Tell me, have you yet heard the revelation? You mean you haven't heard? Oh, what fortune that I may share the goddess's salvation with one who has, as yet, been lost. Steel yourself, friend, for your mortal spirit could be forever transformed from this moment forth. the conduit, our link. By following her instructions and becoming initiated into the one way, we can each of us live on for a span greater than the number of stars. She came from on high to we mortals and showed us the path to the gods. She showed us that injury and malady need not mark the end of life. For this hallowed information, you must seek an immaculate chapel. Go north, friend, through the forest and into the town of Silverglen. There, among her followers and friends. What's in a name, dear friend? For we all begin. Go on the path to the righteous, my friend.
He says he's a
That's
man.
enough of that!
They've been banished after the death of the Source King.
Immaculate. Haven't heard of their kind, but I don't like the sound of it.
Have you ever had the fortune of challenging the fabled wizard of Hunter's Edge?
Fortune? Ha! He should be so lucky as to be defeated by Alistair the Great.
They say he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets.
Greetings, Source Hunter. I don't mean to hinder your investigation, but I can't help it. Not exactly the friendliest bloke, the captain, is he? Well, your reward for getting you...
Looking good. It's official. The Duke of Ferrol is the worst poet in Rivellon.
In his defense, not much rhymes with murder.
About time the council took notice of us.
Greetings, greetings! Oh, you are most welcome in my chamber. Customers rarely find me up here, but that I am. I have spent more of my life on the road travelling alongside great caravans than I have in any given place in Rivellon. All of this earth is my... You wouldn't believe some of the things I have seen. Oh yes, a city besieged by the dead isn't even remotely special to me. All the better that it isn't. For you and for me. Because... Oh, but let us not discuss. Let us browse and barter.
Leave me be, I've a job to do.
Seal. Now that's a sad story. Elegant homes burned,